Uh, Hello. Today we are talking about how to maximize your manifesting power in 2025. Maximize your manifest. As you're coming in, please go ahead and like the video. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, that's always helpful. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, today we're talking about how to maximize your manifesting power in 2025. This is an important thing to focus on because a lot of times we get tied up in the strategies with the law of attraction. So, like vision boarding or visualizing, and we're not necessarily harnessing the power of what really, really works. And so, today I want to share with you guys some interesting things that you can use to amplify your manifesting power, and they're all ways of working with your behaviors and your actions in their maximum potential. Okay, so as we're going through, it'll become clear why this stuff works. And also understanding these things will help you understand why some people struggle to manifest because they're not dialing in with these principles that we're going to talk about today. Again, please let me know if you can hear me. Oh, a few of you on YouTube. Thank you. Martine, Rainbow Traveling Yogi. Thank you for letting me know. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. All right. Yeah, so real quick, hello to Happy Daisy, Idham, starting at 50. My lovely assistant Mary is here this morning. Good morning, Mary. Picket Music, Rainbow Traveling Yogi, Christy, Fairy Dragon, Natalie, Carlton, Guillaume, Joe, Maricel, lots of people over on YouTube. Hello over here on Instagram as well. Yeah, again, today's topic, we're talking about how to maximize your manifesting potential in 2025. So let's jump on in. If you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat. I'll answer as many manifesting questions as I can as I'm going through. But this is the first thing to maximize your manifesting potential this year. And it has to do with the 80/20 principle, which is something that I talk about from time to time. And let me know if you've heard of it before. But if you haven't, the brief overview is that the 80/20 principle or the Pareto principle is a principle that was discovered in the field of economics, and it actually relates to all things in the universe, okay? Not just in economics. So the universe is mathematical, and it organizes itself mathematically. Understanding this can make you a much more powerful manifestor. All right, and so the 80/20 principle is a mathematical idea. And the idea is that 80% of results come from 20% of actions. 80% of results come from 20% of actions. And this was first discovered in the field of economics, but it bleeds into all facets of life. So, the example, if you use like an economical example that I like to use, is that if you run a business, you will find that 80% of your sales come from 20% of your customers. If you look into your closet, you will find that 20% of your clothes get worn 80% of the time. Okay, so a lot of stuff in your closet that does not get worn that much, and there's a few items that get worn a lot. All right, this is something that you will see time and time and time again. And so the thing to understand about this that's important is that you really want to be dialing in and noticing in your life what is the 20%? Because guaranteed there are 20% of your habits that are yielding 80% of results in your life. There are 20% of actions that you are currently taking that are giving you 80% of the positive results in your life. And so this is a very simple thing that you can do to maximize your manifesting power, which is simply to take inventory in your life and really start to think about what are the 20% of things that I'm doing day to day that are yielding me the greatest results? All right. So, for example, one thing I talked about on last week's live was appearance. Appearance. If you haven't watched that one, you can always go and check that one out. And I talked about how taking care of your appearance can have huge manifesting benefits and all of the reasons why that is. Well, during the course of the live, I did see a couple of people comment about how it's hard. There's not enough time to take care of your appearance. But what I would argue is that you don't have time not to. Because one thing that I've observed, not just in myself, but in countless other people, is that managing your appearance is something that yields huge results. It's one of those 20% of behaviors. So you don't have time not to invest in that thing because it's one of those things that's going to give you huge results. So this is something that's really important to understand. And it's something that a lot of times, those things that are in the 20%, we will say that they're not that important, or we will put them off till later because we think something else is important when it really isn't. So, for example, if you look at like sleep, okay, 80% of Americans do not get enough sleep. Okay. All right. Your sleep is an important thing to be focusing on, but a lot of people won't focus on that. They don't think that that's important. I should be able to go without sleep, but sleep is actually giving you a lot of benefits, a lot of results. But we want to push that off for something that we think may be yielding results. So, one thing that can be very instrumentally helpful in you maximizing your potential to get the things that you want in life, to have doors open for you, is to go through and actually really pay attention to the things that you're doing day to day. Like we talked about with the appearance, if it's something that you're just not doing because you feel like you don't have time, but you notice that when you do it, it actually yields a lot of benefits. People are being nicer to you, doors are opening, your vibration's higher. Well, then you want to dial in and do that thing. Okay. Some of these other things that you think may be yielding results actually aren't. And how often are we doing things that aren't really yielding results, yet we keep doing them and doing them and doing them? Another thing that's helpful to understand about this principle with maximizing your manifesting capacity is that it always reorganizes. Okay. So when you take inventory on your life and you notice that there are certain things that you're doing that are giving you results, maybe it's working on your appearance, maybe it's doing things that you enjoy, maybe it's meditation, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's eating healthy, whatever it is. You want to dial into that 20% as much as you can and make it bigger. So now instead of spending 20% of my time focusing on these things, I'm spending more like 30, 40, 50%. And what will happen is it will reorganize and you will notice that within those things that you're doing, there's actually a tighter knit group of things that yields even greater results. And so this is about narrowing into what really works. And then your overall life gets better. It levels up. And there's a new 20% that you can dial into and you level up. And there's a new 20% you can level into and you level up. I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right. I'm going to take some questions real quick and then we'll jump back into it. Thank you, Opulent Beauty, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let him ask, "Hi, Andrea. Can we just give focus to our desire only once and manifest? Is there a minimum length of time to focus in order to manifest?" No, there's not. So you can have instant manifestation. Okay. So for those of you who have taken my manifesting test, that's a good example. Okay. So the manifesting test, you focus on something you probably never thought you were going to focus on one time, you let it go, it shows up. Okay. That's a good example. But the thing about it is that in order for that to happen, you have to have low resistance. You have to be able to think about it, say, oh, that could happen, and not be hung up about it happening and be in a good place and then just line it up. Okay. If you find that you're having to focus, 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 it means that you're focusing and you're resistant. Okay. And so if that's what's going on, then what we want to do is remove the resistance. More focus isn't actually going to do the trick. Good question. Oh, yeah. And if you haven't taken that test, please make sure to do so. That test can be found at manifestingtest.com. And that's manifestingtest.com. If you're on Instagram, you can see the link in my bio for that test. It's free, it's only 5 minutes, but it allows you to put something out and get it back very quickly, very easily, one time focusing. Okay. And so it's a fun little test that you can take to prove to yourself that the law of the law of attraction works. Mary, if you want to drop a link to that in the chat on YouTube and Facebook, I'd appreciate it. If it's where are we on Facebook? Looks like we're going. Looks like we're going. Facebook's kind of weird though, because It says it started at 8:30 and I started at 11:30, so I don't know if that's actually working. If you're on Facebook, say hey. Oh, you can hear me on Instagram. Good. Thank you, Girls Drive Trucks Better, for letting me know. A proud Muslim? Getting married in a few weeks, any advice? Well, congratulations. Um, Try to relax. I was just talking to my husband about what a disaster our wedding was. It's easy to get caught up in all the planning, all the stuff going on, and I got married. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. I got married long before I knew about the law of attraction. So I didn't know anything about vibration, and I did it all wrong. Okay, so I got really focused in on worrying about the table seating and worrying about my parents and worrying about this and da, 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 and I barely slept the night before my wedding. I ended up drinking a lot on my wedding day. Everyone at my wedding got massively drunk. There was lots of problems that ensued. There were lots of relationships that were fractured after my wedding, and so use that as a cautionary tale. Weddings can be very there's a lot going on, so it's very important to prioritize your vibration first and foremost, and to make time to relax, and don't try to cram so much into one day if you can avoid it. You wanna be in a good place. Your vibration comes first. If you put your vibration first, you'll have a very good day. Don't do it the way I did it. I think I had, like, a 3-day hangover after after my wedding. 8:30 maybe it's Pacific time, maybe that's why it's doing that. I don't know, on Facebook. Rebecca's there. Okay, Rebecca, thanks for letting me know you're on Facebook, I appreciate it. Island Joy, nice to see you. Okay, we got some people. Hi, Gus. Hi, IK. Okay, maybe it just wasn't coming through to StreamYard here. All right, again, today, guys, we're talking about maximize your manifesting power in 2025. Again, the big kind of theme here I'm talking about is utilizing the power of the 80-20 principle. Because if you understand the universe is mathematical, it organizes itself mathematically. You can use this information to dial in with what works to create a better life for yourself. Okay, so again, the basic principle is that you're going to get 80% of your results from 20% of your actions. Now, I would go out on a limb and say that this is because there are certain things that we have a high degree of faith in are going to yield results, and a lot of things that we don't. So, this is really about using what's going on in your reality to determine where is the faith. Okay, maybe I have faith in my health regimen, or I have faith in this over here, dialing in. There's another way that you can use the 80-20 principle to maximize your manifesting power, which you may not have heard of before, but I use this all the time, okay, for cutting things out of my life. And it has to do with looking around at what's going on and noticing what's the rest of the world doing. Okay. So, what I mean by that is if 80% of results come from 20% of actions, if you can look out into your reality and notice that 80% of people are doing anything, it's probably not that effective. Okay. So the people who are getting the highest results usually are doing things a bit differently. The masses are doing it this way, but the people getting results are doing it in a much smaller way. Okay, so or for example, I was mentioning before, there's probably 80% of Americans aren't getting enough sleep. They don't get enough sleep. That's the general habit most people are doing. If most people are doing it, it's probably ineffective and you don't want to be doing it. You want to be doing the opposite. Okay. Noticing that when 80% of people are doing anything can be very good at telling you, "Oh, okay, this is something I don't need to be doing." Okay, so if you notice that most of the people in your reality are complaining, which they probably are, that's a behavior we can put to the side. That's one that we don't want. What are some other ones here? We talked about last week again, we talked about appearance, getting dressed up. You will notice of people do not get dressed up. They don't put that much effort into their appearance. Only 20% of people do that. You don't need to be a mathematician, by the way, to figure this out. Just notice, what's the overwhelming majority of people doing? If the overwhelming majority of people are not dressing up, that tells you that 20% that are dressing up, they're the ones getting the results. You need to go in that direction, okay? What's another one here? I got a few here. Okay. Ooh, here's one. By my observation, at least 80% of people are scrolling through social media, okay, on a regular basis, okay, on a regular basis. Very few people are not. What does that tell you about that behavior? By my observation, most people are maintaining a lot of relationships out of obligation, okay? So maybe hanging on to friends that you don't really jive with anymore or going to see relatives you don't really like. Most people are doing that. Well, if most people are doing that, it's an ineffective act because mathematically, only the 20% get the results. So this is a fun little thing that you can play with. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of what should you be doing with your day to day, what things are actually going to yield results for you, what things are actually gonna make you happy, what things are actually going to, raise your vibration and build more abundance in all areas of your life. Looking for those little niches is helpful, but then also noticing what most people are doing is generally ineffective, and using that to help steer your behavior in a different direction. Hope that makes sense. It's been very helpful for me. Very helpful for me. All right, some quick business. I did post at the top of the chat. I've got something coming next month. My biggest course is going to be going on sale. This program is my fast manifesting program. It's my biggest course, which means it's also my most expensive course, which means that the 50% savings on it is pretty substantial. Um, this particular program is for people who are, already kind of understand manifesting. Okay, this isn't a beginner's course. It's more of an advanced type of program. This program is they understand manifestation, but they're struggling to deal with limitations with their larger desires and their medium-sized desires, and they have maybe this belief that some things just take time. Now, how do we get over that? Some things just take time so I can manifest the things that I want quickly. Again, this is the biggest program that I have. And so this particular program comes with 9 hours of audio and video content. So it's a monster course, and it also comes with audio coaching. I'm sorry, audio coaching from yours truly. You get 2 audio coaching sessions from me. So again, that program is gonna be going on sale next month, and it will be the only sale that I do for the year for that program. If you're interested, there is a link to go ahead and get notifications and the discount code when it comes your way. You can find that either on the chat in YouTube or Facebook. I also have a QR code up here on the screen if you're watching on television. If you're on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio if you'd like to check that out. Okay, but again, that's some quick housekeeping there. It's my Manifesting Fastlane program. Okay, see what we got here. Got some questions, lots of questions here. Opulent Beauty, you study my videos day and night like the Bible. Oh, wow. You fall asleep, you listen so you can subconsciously absorb it. I do that with a lot when I find content I really like, that's one thing that I do is I'll listen to it in my earbuds at night when I go to sleep to just get in there. Same thing, same. Soul Haven says, "I feel like I'm in a loop of no movement. My business is non-existent anymore, and I can't seem to find a job. I'm trying not to stress really. Any tips for me?" Oh, okay. Try not to stress. No movement. When you say no movement, I feel some stagnant energy is most likely the issue. I could be wrong. I don't have a ton of information here to work with, but what's kind of coming to me, I talk a lot about vibration, take it easy. When things aren't working, calm down, relax, go chill out, okay? Which can be very helpful. However, we wanna be mindful of energy. If we just "Let me sit on the couch and relax for all eternity," what will happen is energy will slow down, okay? To the point where there won't be movement, there won't be progress, and life will become kind of boring and things aren't really moving, okay? So we wanna use the slow down technique to pull anxiety and to get us more centered, but we don't wanna stay in that kind of comatose type energy because 'cause it'll suck us in like so what you wanna start doing is playing around a little bit, but having fun, okay? So we wanna take some action in that direction, not for the purpose of making anything happen, but for the purpose of getting our energy moving, okay? So as a quick aside, this is something I noticed just with how I move throughout the world. If I'm rushing, I attract a lot of chaos, okay? That's no good. And we got problems we gotta deal with, fires to put out, things aren't manifesting the way that I want, manifesting problems. If I go real slow, life reflects by slowing way down, and now there's not many problems, but life is becoming boring, things aren't really moving, I feel like I'm stuck because that's the kind of energy I'm putting out. So you wanna play with just your energy levels, get moving at a pace that feels energetic but fun. And do that within the context of, looking online for jobs or applying to places or playing with the business. But we're just trying to get some movement. And not just within the business and in the career, but just in general in life. Play with general speed that you're moving to get energy back up so things are coming into the pipeline for you. 'Cause the easiest things that you can do to get things moving is just the speed that you're talking, the speed that you're walking, the speed that you're taking action will reflect in things coming at you at a speed that's comfortable and fun for you. Let me get here. Hi, Jillian. Thank you for the super. Look at your first one. Thank you. Okay, you got some stuff here. Jillian says, "Hi, Andrea. I don't know what to do about my situation. I have no car to my name at the moment, and I have been relying on men to give me money who now have some sort of control and power over me that I want to release. Due to no transportation, it makes working hard, and the only option I have is cam work, which doesn't yield any results since I don't like being on there, and frankly, I suck at it. And the men there I'm sorry, I just think it's funny the way you phrase that. And the men there seem to enjoy keeping your self-esteem low because it makes them feel powerful. It's just a very low vibe place. I'm fully understood. Okay, Killian, very frank and forthright here, okay? You don't wanna do it, don't do it, okay? These men don't have power over you. They wanna give you the money. It's your money. What do you owe them? Um I feel like, I feel like I gotta give something up to get something is what I'm getting, like, I gotta give something to a man to get money from them. I owe something in order to get something. I don't want to do that. I wanna give myself away to get you don't have to give yourself away. You can just get the money. The first thing is, I don't want you to feel like whatever you got is yours. You don't owe anything else in return. I think if I were you, I would put it down because you don't like it. And if putting it down immediately is too hard for you to do, I would step away from it slowly. So I don't know how often you're posting or if you're doing OnlyFans or what, how often we're doing all that. If it's hard for you to just go to a dead stop financially, just start doing less and dial down, give it less attention. It will start to fade out of your life. And at the same time, start looking at other areas that money could come in and start to give that some focus. Okay. That could be many different things. A very useful exercise for you might be to just sit down and brainstorm a lot of ways that money can come to you, okay? A lot of things that you can do, different types of jobs, different types of businesses, different ways it could fly out of the air, but just sit there and brainstorm how many different ways could money come to me because we wanna get you out of the mindset that I have to give myself away to get money into it could come in so many different ways, places, shapes, or forms. Doesn't matter where it comes from, okay? We need to just see those possibilities, okay? So I want you to focus on that, dial back on the cam work 'cause you don't like it, okay? Um, dialing back can be to see a way will be made. You don't need to rely on it. But as long as we continue to rely on it, we stay stuck in that cycle where it feels like that's what we have to do, okay? Good luck to you. Thank you for being very forthright. That was an interesting question. Alright, again, guys, today we're talking about maximize your manifesting power in 2025. Okay. When we're talking about this 80-20 thing, because I want to try and stick to that theme as much as possible today, because this is really helpful. The top 1%, I would say, most important thing for you to be focusing on. So if we take our 100% and we dial into the top, 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 most important thing for you to dial in on if you want to maximize your manifestation is anything related to self-love. Anything related to self-love is the most pinnacle, most powerful thing that you need to be focused on if you wanna manifest positive results. The reason why is that the universe gives you what you put out, invariably, always. So if I'm putting out a message that says, "I love myself," the universe is going to reflect back to you a world that loves you. You're gonna have more people being nice to you, we got more things showing up in your favor, more things are going to be working out to you. It's going to look like the universe loves you. So self-love, if we take that 100% and dial it down, what's the top 1% of things I need to be focused on? They are self-love activities. It's very, very, very important, right? Now I know this from experience because when I was younger, I didn't know anything about the law of attraction or vibration. I did everything wrong, I made every mistake. I was I was the hot mess express, okay? And I did not have a high degree of self-love. I had a high degree of self-hatred, and the reality that I had was a mess. I was getting into car accidents, I was losing jobs, I was having problems with relationships because I didn't love myself, reality wouldn't love me back either, okay? Now, as I've worked on self-love, it's amazing just taking care of myself, being nice to myself, being kind to myself, the results that I get from that thing, okay? If you understand that, again, it always reorganizes into the top, 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 top thing, and you understand that the top, 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 top thing is self-love. Self-love needs to be at the top for you. Yeah, you need to take care of yourself every day. Again, we got into some arguments over whether you should wear makeup. I don't care if you wear makeup, that don't matter to me one bit. What does matter is, are you showing yourself love every single day? And are you doing that as much as humanly possible? And for most people in our society, that's the thing that goes last. They take care of their husband or their wife, they take care of their kids, they take care of their job, they take care of their neighbor, they take care of everybody else, and they put themselves last, and then they wonder, "How come I can't manifest the things that I want?" Well, you're when you're doing that, you're telling the universe, "I come last, I come last, I come." So reality is gonna show you, you come last, you come last, you come last. You gotta put yourself first. You gotta put self-love first. Most important thing. Thank you, Gab Cam, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Again, if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Kenza Lodi, how to manifest a wedding because provider mindset men are not in the market. Wedding, marriage, husband? Like, you need the man? They're out there, okay? But what are we focused on? Okay? What are we focused on? One thing with dating, a lot of times I think with dating, people, if you're looking for the kind of man that wants to get married or the kind of man that wants to provide for you, are we actually entertaining those types of people? Or are we spending more time with the 80% that aren't gonna get us results? Okay. So what I mean by that is dating people that say that they're not interested in marriage or dating people that are players or dating looking for those particular types of people, and I'm only gonna date those people. I'm only gonna focus on those people. I'm only gonna call those people. I'm only gonna speak to those people. What that does is that narrows in that 20%, okay? So, here's the thing. So let's say that there's, like, 10 guys somewhere that you could talk to, okay? And one of them looks like he could be a provider. Maybe you're not that attracted, but go talk to him and focus on him. This is a provider. I met a provider today. I met a pro then you're gonna attract another one, okay? Then you're gonna attract another one. But the problem is we're looking at the 80% that are not, okay? And a lot of women are doing that. They're focusing on the ones that are not they're not ready to get married, they don't wanna get married, and so then they see that's all they see, because the reality is gonna reflect what it is that you're focused on, okay? That's what I recommend. My husband likes to provide. Yeah, they're out there, I promise you. Silver, is it hard to hear because the sound is bad or you just don't like the message? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, 728 Huey. I would say that 80% of the people are freaking out right now. Yeah, you're right. So what does it tell you about freaking out? That I love that you brought that one up, okay? Every time there is something crazy going on in the world, percent of people freak out about it. So what does that tell you about the freaking out? It's ineffective. Fun fact, okay? You know those times that there's, like, recessions and everybody worries that we're not gonna make money, we're not gonna make money? There are always people that make money in recessions. There are people who get really excited about recessions. Like, "Well, everything's gonna be at a discount. I can go out and buy stuff." There's a small percentage of people that when everyone's freaking out, they get really excited. They go out and they start their businesses, and they buy their land, and they buy their houses, and by the end of the recession, they're crazy rich, okay? Because the freaking out that the masses do is the ineffective behavior. So, perfect reason to just, "Okay, everyone wants to freak out. Freaking out isn't the way. I can actually relax right now." Rebecca, how to better, deeper understand worthiness? Know it internally? I'm not entirely sure of the question, but what I would say is that it is important that you know that you're worthy. But here's the thing, everybody's worthy. You're worthy because you exist. You're worthy because you're here, okay? If you're having a hard time feeling a sense of self-worth for yourself, think of yourself as if you were a child or you were a baby, okay? So, like, if you see a baby, that baby to you feels very worthy. That baby hasn't gone to work a day in its life, hasn't paid any bills, hasn't paid any taxes, hasn't done any laundry, hasn't done anything to earn you respect or anything. But we automatically know that that baby is worthy. Somewhere along the line, you pick up enough limitations and you stop believing that you're worthy and you get to be this age and you say, "Well, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy." Well, would you talk to a baby that way? And the baby hasn't done nearly as much as you have, right? So, looking at yourself as a child or as a baby, and I need to take care of that baby can be helpful. Okay, if I'm feeling unworthy, it's like a baby's crying right now. I need to take care of the baby. Be nice to the baby, okay? Wearing PJs in public. Picket music. Hi, Andrea. How can we have our skeptical, weary children help believe in the law of attraction and manifestation? I haven't tried to force or be fanatical, but would like to see my kid happier. Oh, okay. Well, a lot with the kids is showing by example, and don't need them to believe it. Don't see, I'll talk to my kids about it, but if they're not hearing it, okay, fine, they don't wanna hear it today. I don't force it on them, but I show it by example. And then the other thing is, if you wanna see your kid happier, noticing when your child is happy, making a note of it, like, if they're smiling, "Oh, I love to see you smile. It's nice that you're laughing today," or, That was a funny joke that you made." Noticing when they're happy, noticing what makes them happy, placing your focus in that direction will cause it to grow. A lot of times as parents, when we see our kids sad or upset, we go there. Why are they so sad? Why are they so they're having problems at school, and they're having this, and they're having that, and we actually feed our energy into, "My child isn't happy. My child is sad," and then the sadness starts to grow in the child. So, just remember, whatever I focus on is gonna grow, okay? So, I wanna be very discerning about where I'm placing my focus on my child. And that doesn't mean if my kid's crying, I can't just say give him a hug or anything like that. You don't need to be a jerk. But there's a point, and it's happens pretty quickly where trying to be supportive turns into overly focusing on the problem. We wanna avert that. Give the kid a hug, 'cause a hug will lift them up a little. Some kids tell you, "Look," they'll feel a little better. They feel a little better, go away, okay? Go away, let them work it out. Don't hang in there, okay? I remember my son, like, when we were going through COVID, he was having a hard time period, and I tried to talk him through it. "No, let's talk about it, let's talk," and then he just got worse and worse and worse, and that's when I realized this pattern right here. Okay, give him a hug. He feels a little bit better. "Okay, I gotta go do this. Bye, mwah." He's not 100% yet, but he feels this much, but we're good. Now I'm not feeding into the negativity, but I gave him a little boost and I got out, okay? Hope that's helpful. The audio's going in and out again? Hmm. The internet connection isn't it. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I don't know if it's StreamYard or what. Let's take a look. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Yeah, it wouldn't be the internet connection because 'cause I'm on a landline for that. Does this sound any better? Do not turn this off unless you have a high quality microphone or wearing headphones. I'm not turning that off. Podcast Do not turn this off unless you have a high quality microphone or wearing headphones or don't have any guests. This setting enables audio processing features like echo cancellation. Hmm. Let me know, guys. It's good for you. Your authority can hear. Mary says, "You sounds good." Rebecca can hear us on Facebook. The more I move around, the worse it is. I don't know if it's his mic. It shouldn't be his mic because his mic was doing okay for a long time. It's a pretty decent one, but I might wanna switch it up. It's better when I sit back. I try not to move. Alright, I'm gonna keep going. Let me know what's going on. I'm gonna try to sit back a little bit. I'm gonna try not to move around too much. Let me know. Zifaroki says, "I'm very nervous about my work and life is about to get busy. What to do?" Life is about to get busy. Keep your pace. Don't rush. Don't race, okay? And eh, the speed that you move will dictate how fast it goes, okay? So as you have these extra responsibilities, don't start rushing. Go at the same pace so that you don't attract more chaos and you actually slow down the reality. This is an important thing to understand. When life starts getting busy for you guys, pick a pace to move that's comfortable and stay there. I don't care if it looks like there's something that you need to attend to, stay at that pace and things will slow down and meet you there. The problem is you see things coming and you start getting nervous and you start moving faster, and then you attract to yourself more things you gotta deal with, which in turn makes you more busy. Okay, so the speed that you move will be helpful at this time. How's the sound on Instagram? Audio's fine? Okay. Instagram's always great. Yeah, it's not on the same mic, it's on my phone, so the phone's working. I think it might be streaming. Yeah, it gets weird. It just gets weird. I heard it too, 'cause when I went back and listened to it, it's like it just kind of pops in and out a little bit. It's annoying. So we're gonna talk to StreamYard because I think it might be them. Because when I didn't have StreamYard, it was doing just fine. Loose connection on the mic. Hmm. Well, we'll keep going. You hear 80%. Yeah. Going in and out. Let's see. Wonder if I can change it to just I'm gonna try something. Let's see if you guys can hear me. If not, oh well. All right. Can you guys 'cause I just changed the mic output. We'll see if they can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me on Facebook and YouTube, because I just switched over to something different. Facebook can still hear me. You can hear me, Elizabeth? Okay, maybe that works. I don't know. Doesn't let me know. You can hear me. Okay. You can hear me when I don't talk. You can't. Does the sound okay, you can hear me, but does it sound better? Natalie says it does. I got a few different mic options, so I just switched. Let me know if we just fix that. Y'all can stop making your 20% jokes. It's good? Okay. Did we fix we're just gonna keep messing with it. Okay. So far? Okay, well, let me know because I'll just keep working with it, every time I introduce something new, it's like it takes a few minutes to figure it out, so Angie, what's my opinion on the whole TikTok ban? Someone over here on YouTube just said it's over. I don't know. Is it over? That was fast. I'm not on TikTok, so I didn't care. I mean, not like sorry for those of you that do. It didn't affect me. So I hadn't formed an opinion on it, but it sounds like it someone said it's over. Is it over? Is the TikTok ban really over? That was really fast. Okay, sounds like it sounds better. Okay, okay. I'll answer some more questions. Why not? 728 Huey, how can I manifest an increasing and abundant income with the threat of AI possibly eliminating jobs? Okay, so the AI thing, I have an opinion on that, unlike TikTok. I have an opinion. Okay, so we as a collective manifested AI, okay? AI is taking a lot of work off of our plates. We have equated heretofore work means money, okay? Like, that's the way it was. Work means money. As our consciousness has been expanding, a lot of us, all of you guys here with me, you guys are stepping more into the understanding that abundance is inherent. You don't need to work for it. Just like the baby is worthy as it is, someone's gonna take care of it and feed it. Baby doesn't have to do anything. Same is true for you. Same thing is true for me. My feeling on AI is the next level of our understanding of that, where a lot of the work is being passed to a parent, an AI parent, that's going to take care of us so we don't have to work. And funny story, guys, some of the most popular videos on my channel, things people wanna know the most thing about, how do I manifest money without working? That is something so many people are asking, "How can I manifest money without working?" And then the universe goes, "Okay, well, here's some AI that's gonna do all the work for you, so you can just sit back and relax." And everyone's like, "Wait a minute, but I gotta work." So it's triggering that old belief that I need to work for money. But the evidence I feel there is there to support that as time goes on, technology is allowing us to work less and less and be more and more abundant. Like if you look back to way back, like, in medieval times, people were working for hours and hours and hours and had very, very little money. Today, a lot of us aren't having to work nearly as much, not nearly as laboriously, and we have much, much higher standards of income. Okay. So I would look at it that way. The AI is gonna be the reason that you're gonna have money and can kick back and don't need to work that hard. You don't see it on Instagram. I see people on Instagram. Who knows? I'll try and figure it out. Yeah, let me know how the sound is still. I still wanna keep an eye on it. If it still is better, because then I know what to do if I fixed it, because then I know what I did wrong, but self-love is job number 1, that is correct. Heather, any tips for manifesting while parenting a rebellious teenager whose not so greatest choices also affect my life? Okay, I'm not saying they don't, but chances are a lot of them don't. And so the ones that don't affect you, don't take them on as yours. And I'm saying this from experience as parenting teenagers. Okay. So, like, let's say my child brings home a bad grade. Okay. A lot of times the parent will take that on. That's my problem. I gotta get their grades in order. It's not my problem. That's his problem. That's not You get a bad grade, that's your I already went to school. I already got my grades. Okay? I already know how to make a living. I already have all my stuff. That's your problem, okay? Not my problem. That's one of the things that can be helpful with teenagers is the teenagers, a lot of times, if you dial into you need them to behave a certain way to feel better, they're gonna rebel, okay? Because what I'm saying is, I don't feel in control unless you're doing what I need you to do, which means I don't feel in control, which means I'm manifesting an out of control teenager. Okay. So instead, remember, first and foremost, your vibration is the most important. So if and when your teenager does something that rattles your cage a little bit, if it isn't something like the house is burning down, okay, or they're gonna spend your 401k at the casino, like, it's not something like that. If it really is something more innocuous that doesn't actually, impact you, let it be their problem, okay? And so when it's their problem, I'm not saying that I'm trying to put the problem on the child, like, we're gonna have an issue, but rather, this is his lesson to learn, okay? It's good for them to fall down a few times. So if my son brings home a bad grade, okay, that's his problem. Good thing for him to learn. Every little toddler needs to fall down a few times before they learn how to walk. This is him just falling down and learn how to walk. So we dial back the need to control the behavior and we validate that the problems or the bad choices that he's making are actually serving him because he's testing his limits and learning how to become an adult. Okay? That's the big thing, okay? They will rebel the more you try to make them act right, that's when they're gonna rebel with you the most, okay? I know it comes from a place of love, I get it, but it helps them more to let go of the reins a little bit. Tam Tam, that's an interesting question. Do you believe that some days are best for manifestation? I hear about planetary alignments, portals, moon, astrological beliefs. Well, I'm into all the astrology, okay? So, but I don't the way I like to look at it is like, the universe is infinite. Things can be happening in different places at all the time. If I see something that's coming in and that gives me a sense of optimism, then yes, it's a good time. Yes, it's a good time. Okay. You'll also find that, when you're feeling nasty or not that great and you check into these predictions, they're always bad. And so the assumption is that the astrology is predicting what's going on in your reality. I honestly think it's more like, okay, astrology is a map for what's going on internally within you. So if you are in a high vibrational place and you go to sit with someone who reads your chart, that chart reader is going to pick up on your positive energy and they're going to see things in the chart that confirm. They're going to show you what planetary influences are working for you. But if you walk in and you're feeling crummy, then those alignments are going to look bad or they're going to notice the ones that look bad. The other thing about astrology that's really interesting is that it's very, very complex. It's not just the moon. There's all the planets, there's the asteroids, there's the stars, there's all these transits, there's houses. It's very, very complicated. Okay. So just because you see something doesn't mean things are gonna be inherently good or bad, okay? But I like using it as a map to tell me kinda where I'm at vibrationally, what's working for me at the time personally. Yes. Sounds better? Sounds better? Well, good. Okay, good. Hopefully we did it right. Hopefully we did it right. Yeah, 'cause it's been garbage, like, the last 3 lives. Like, what's going on? Lil Christine's, "Hello, love your lives. I'm turning 50 this year. It seems impossible for me to start training and get in shape. How to start training the right way without setbacks?" Okay, the thing that's most helpful if you wanna get into any kind of new habit, whether it's working out or anything else, okay, and it seems like it's so daunting. All these people at the gym are doing all this crazy stuff, and I haven't even started. You wanna start with small, small things, okay? So instead of, "I'm gonna get in massively great shape today," or, "I'm gonna develop this massive new habit today," you wanna just take a step. Okay, so maybe it's just go to the gym for a few days. Maybe just drive to the gym for a few days, okay? That's it. Drive in, walk in, look around, leave. Like, you could do that little, but that's your goal for the day. I'm just gonna it doesn't need to be the gym, but whatever you think is in alignment with getting in shape, I'm gonna do this one thing. I'm gonna take a 5-minute walk, something very, very small, and get in the habit of doing that so it becomes okay? Once you feel normal, add something else. Once that feels normal, add something else, and what will happen is very quickly, you'll start to get excited about that habit. You'll want to do more. Okay, so the first time that I went to the gym, I hadn't been to the gym in years. Scary because I hadn't been to the gym in a long time. But just go. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's see. Something went wrong. Did YouTube kick me out? Looks like Instagram's still with me. Let's take a look. This is the day for exploring the ins and outs of YouTube and how they do streaming, which is actually funny because 'cause I've been wanting to figure out how to solve this issue. Evidently, we're figuring out today. Let's see if we can get back in. Are we still on YouTube? YouTube is good? It started messing up. It just shut me out on YouTube. Can you hear me now? Yeah, it kicked me out. I guess you guys still saw me. Did I kick out at all on YouTube, or did you guys keep seeing me? That's funny. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, you guys can hear me. Alright, alright, alright. But yeah, to keep getting to build the habit, just start with something small, go do it, it will become normal, and then it won't seem daunting. It's like I was saying, the first time I went to the gym, it was daunting, but just going there, the next day when I went, it didn't seem scary 'cause I'd already gone. Then you go again, now you feel like it's normal, then you start getting excited, then you really get into it. So don't try to do it all at once, just do something small that you can do in that direction, go stick your nose in it for a couple days, and it won't seem scary anymore, and it'll pick up energy for you, okay? Leah Love likes my view on AI. Well, good. Thank you, Z Faroki. That's what you did to get back to the gym? Okay, can I say it? Ho'oponopono. Did I say it right? You guys know I was screwing around with that a while back. It's Ho'oponopono? Is that it? Did I say it right? Someone schooled me on that in the lives. I think I got it now. Mikawada, I've been burned out and depressed for years, and I'm missing my creativity to start a business again. I've been working on my traumas for a long time, but it doesn't really help. Ooh, okay. Trauma work, guys. Trauma work sometimes you got if you're going through some stuff and you need to go see a therapist, you need to do what you gotta do, okay? But there is kind of this tendency to keep digging into the problem, okay? Or I'm gonna keep looking into it, and then when we do that, we keep the sadness activated, okay? So, to the point where you don't feel like you're getting any more elevation from probing into your traumas, that's when you wanna step away, okay? Doesn't mean you have to fire your therapist forever, but it just means, "Okay, I don't feel like I'm getting anything from this right now. Let me go do something that's just self-soothing and get my nose out of the trauma and look more to what's working for me. How is my life benefiting? How am I getting better?" Rather than probing into the question of why did it all go wrong? Because you have to understand, again, everything's mathematical, the universe is infinite. Probe into a question like that, the answer is infinitely depressing, okay? The further you go down that hole, the more crap you're gonna find. So, you wanna stop at this point and ask yourself, "Okay, how are things working out? How have I been feeling? How have I been getting better?" Because that's an infinite answer too. You can get infinitely pulled up looking at that answer, okay? Esther, what are your thoughts on "Circumstances don't matter"? Lots and love from Copenhagen. That's a Bashar quote, isn't it? I love that quote. Thoughts on "Circumstances don't matter." What he says is, "Circumstances don't matter, only state of being matters." I agree with that wholeheartedly. Circumstances don't matter basically means your reality doesn't mean anything, okay? It's only the meaning you put into it. Your state of being is what matters. Your state of needing is what creates matter, okay? So circumstances don't create matter. Your state of being creates matter. It's a play on words. If that makes sense, okay? But yeah, a lot of people struggle with, how do I attract something when my reality is telling me it's not gonna work? Well, your reality doesn't matter. Your reality doesn't mean anything other than, "I used to believe in this, and that's what projected, but I can believe something else." So I like that quite a bit. Snow sparkle. I follow my own rules and have manifested a ton of amazing things because of it. The second I look at what anyone else is doing, it stops going really well for me. Yeah. The comparison trap, because that's you looking into, right, circumstances as meaning something. The second we start looking at what other people are doing, we get away from what's going on here. We step away from the state of being, and then we start creating things that we don't want because we're looking at the outside world for evidence, rather than just kind of following our internal guidance. Yeah, looking at what other people are doing is one of those 80% behaviors that we wanna avoid, I would say, because I notice the same thing. Every time I start looking around, are people paying attention to me? Do people like me? Then I've got problems. You know, what's my friend doing? Then I've got problems. But if I'm just kinda laser focused and this is what I'm doing, now I'm staying attuned to my state of being and things are working out. And yes, that's you following your own rules. Making your own rules. Put that in one of the top 20% behaviors too. Yep, yep. Again, guys, remember, I do have that sale coming up on the Manifesting Fastlane program that I'm mentioning today. It's not gonna be on sale till next month, so I wanna give you a lot of advance notice because I'm only gonna put it on sale one time this year. It is my biggest, most expensive course, and it is 50% off sale, so it's a very substantial discount. If you are interested, there is a link in the chat. And then also, if you are on Instagram, you should be able to see that link in my bio for that one. All right, but that program has 9 hours of audio content and video content, so it's a very, very big program. And then in addition to that, that program also comes with coaching sessions from me. Okay, so it's the biggest program that I have. If you're interested in getting the coupon code, make sure to sign up to get that. I'll send it to you along with the updates on the sale date for that program. Again, you can see the link in my bio on Instagram. You can also find the link in the chat on YouTube or Facebook, and then I also have a QR code if you're watching this on television. Oh, I got time for another 1 or 2. Let's see. Guillaume says, I watched a YouTube about a woman in Singapore who took up Taekwondo at age 70 and got her black belt at age 75. Goes to show you're never too old for anything. I like that. And that reminds me of something. I get this a lot at the gym. Because I do some stuff that's kind of hard on the back. Okay, it's like deadlifts and back bends and stuff. And I'll get people that come up to me that are my age or older. So I'm in my mid 40s. Sometimes somebody that's my age or in their 50s, they'll come up and, how do you do that? Oh, I used to be able to do that. I can't do that now because I've got back problems. I can't do that now because I herniated this or I did that. And it's almost all I can do not to sit there and get on my soapbox and educate them. 'Cause I had chronic back issues and was told I needed back surgery and never got it, and now I can do those things. And it speaks to this thing right here. A lot of people out there, it's this belief that if I get to be a certain age, it's just not gonna work out, and that's just not true. It's just not true. Just like this woman in Singapore who got her black belt at age 75. Coach Debbie, question, what are 3 principles or practices in your business that created your success? Okay, Coach Debbie. 80/20. What are the 20% of things that yield the most results? So I pay a lot of attention to things like, so a lot of you guys buy a lot of my courses. You guys are in my top 20%, a lot of you that watch my lives. I pay attention to the kind of questions that you guys ask me. I focus in on that kind of stuff. I focus in on what my 20% of customers and clients want the most. That's one of the big things that I do. Another thing that I do as far as a business practice, I focus on the money. Okay. I talk about this a lot. A lot of times within spirituality, in the spiritual community, we think money's a bad thing or you shouldn't focus on the money. No, business is about making money. The vibration of business is making money, so you wanna focus on the money. A lot of the spiritual friends that I have out here, there's I don't wanna focus that much. I would say focus on it first and focus on it a lot. So just like you guys saw me pitching my program, I'm gonna focus on the money in every single live, whether people like it or not. Why? Because it puts an emphasis on money in my business, okay? That's something else that I recommend. Um, okay, and then the other principle another principle would also be, work in the flow, work in the flow. A lot of people think if they put in, like, 12 hours a day, that means something. That means nothing, okay? That means absolutely nothing. What matters is how much flow did you put into your work? You can get a lot more done in a very short period of time if you're coming at it from a very high vibrational place. When you're in a high vibrational place, things are gonna click into place, you're gonna get the right inspiration, you're gonna make the right message, you're gonna pitch the client the right way. When you are out of alignment, it all turns to garbage. So working for like 12, 16 hours at a time, if you're not in a high vibration, which most people won't be because most people will be exhausted, you're only creating more problems in your business. So don't seek to work more, seek to work in the flow. Prioritize flow work over the amount of work that you are doing. All right, guys, I do plan on being back on Thursday. Hopefully, we got all these sound issues worked out, so we'll see. Let me know. Keep letting me know how the sound is going. We'll get it figured out. Yeah, I should be back on Thursday at the same time, 11:30 Eastern on Facebook and Instagram all simultaneously. So I do look forward to seeing you guys again. And also, if you guys haven't taken that manifesting test again, please make sure to go ahead and take that. Again, that's the free manifesting test where you can put something out and watch it come back. It only takes 5 minutes to do, and you can find that at manifestingtest.com. All right, but that's going to go ahead and do it for today. Hope you guys had fun. Thanks for helping me through all my technical things today. I do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.